This club's about winning trophies. I'm inexperienced in a lot of those things.
3-0. Sorry for smiling there.
Almost lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John, and I am bringing you a solo pod for the first time in a long time. My co-host Alex, he's actually at the hospital this week with his son who just had surgery. So I know all the American Red Devils around the world are sending thoughts and prayers with Alex. And hopefully he'll be back Sunday to break down this West Ham match because Manchester United, this team, 4-3, shaky away at the Molineux, but lots of takeaways for United, positives, negatives, everything in between. Mashed Potatoes FC, we have seen it all season, but you have to say the kid, Kobbie Mainoo, with that just unbelievable finish, dare I say Pogba-esque. Let's hope he has a better future than Paul Pogba, but what a finish from him, what a winner. And, you know, this season has just been all over the board, a little sloppy, and you got to pick out the nice spots, and that was one of them because it's been a rough January. Teams only played 2 games, FA Cup, you know, getting into February, tons of fixtures and starting it off right, which could have been disaster, right? Another 2-0 lead. The boys just giving it up, then scoring 3-1, then giving it up, and then to just get the winner at the death. Sir Alex in the stands. You're not a United fan if that doesn't get you going. Despite the frustrations of the season, it was better from United. You know, looked dangerous on the counterattack, much more direct. But again, we're playing counter against 11th place Wolves. So I think just like this season, there's good, there's bad. I'm going to do my best to break it down for the American Red Devils fans just by myself. And Alex did send in an audio clip. So I think I'm just going to get to his hot take here. You're going to get some excuse factory. So it's not all whinge factory if it was just me. So let's hear what Alex had to say about the fixture to kick things off.
Ooh, sir, how we doing? How we doing? Wish I could be there with you. Wish I could be there to break down this game today. Let me give you my quick recap. Send in my best on behalf of the crew. Here we go. Lineup, like the lineup. Probably one of the strongest lineups we've seen from Ten Hag, certainly this season. And obviously Rashford, I think that was handled well. He apologized, had a pisser, came back, and had a pretty decent performance. First half, I thought United played some of the best football we played this season. Not saying much, of course, but we were linking up well in attack, creating chances. Good goal from Marcus. Good goal, scrappy goal from Højlund if you give him a goal there. But the frustrating thing, of course, was creating chances and not scoring goals. I think we should have scored at least 3 or 4 goals, taking the pressure off us in the second half. Second half came out slower, of course, not nearly as dominant as we were in the first half. More chances, of course, for who are we playing? We're playing Wolves. Sorry, guys. It's been a little hectic for me. And then I think that the penalty changed everything. Penalty, one of the worst penalties you'll see. Kind of standard practice at the moment, but I don't know. You know, I don't think the ref had a very good game in general, but this penalty, it's like, if that ain't a dive, I don't know what a dive is. It's like, you know, I thought the whole rule was if it's a foul outside the box, it's a foul in the box. That's not a foul outside the box. So, especially after looking at VAR, so I think they took the wind out of our sails a little bit, but no excuses. And then what really kind of changed things up was the subs. Subs on paper kind of make sense. Like Rashi needs to come out. You know, Casemiro can't go the full 90. But Anthony had one of the worst performances I think I've ever seen. Like, forget him as a player, forget the price tag. That was one of the worst performances in, 30 minutes I've ever seen from a Manchester United player. And that includes Wout Weghorst. And then it was a bit of a freaking circus in the second half. right? So Anthony was culpable for 2 of the goals. I thought Onana was really poor, really, really poor defending shots. He was good on the ball, but you know what? A goalie is brought in to save shots, and I thought he could have at least done better on a couple of those. And arguably, they had a big chance in the first half where he like swinging a missed, and he got saved by Leisha with a big clearance. And at the end of the day, whatever. McTominay with a big goal. We concede again. And then Kobe showing his magic, but unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff from the youngster. What a player he is. What a player we have on his hand. To have that composure, and nothing's better than a late winner. Kind of the wrap-up. Big thing is, great to have, I think, Martinez, Shaw, and even Casemiro, who started a little slow, early yellow, which was preposterous if you looked at like the fouls they made in the game, and they didn't get yellows. But the refs in this league are a joke. I've been watching some AFCON, and the refs are much better in AFCON. And as the most watched soccer league in the world, football league, it should be much better than that. But let me land this plane. I think, interim coach for the remainder of the season. I think big thing is be like, can we get up on Sunday for West Ham, who are like right above us in the table? Or is Erik ten Hag like grasping at straws? The thing is going to bury the Dutchman is these signings. It's like for every Højlund, there's an Anthony, and Anthony is one of the worst players I've ever seen. I mean, on the left, he was useless. I mean, I'm a fat bastard, and I would do better, but I couldn't believe how bad he was. How many times he gets the ball away, especially on that big goal where they broke from a corner, which was kind of odd in the first place. But either way, West Ham is going to be a huge test. Either way, it's about finding out who's worth staying, who's worth going, and playing out the rest of the season, and hopefully keeping our head above water. Sending my best to the American Red Devil family and crew. Miss you all. And hopefully we have more good stuff to talk about on the weekend. All my best. Talk to you soon.
Gotta say, miss you, sir. It just might get a little too whingy here without the excuse factory. Love the take. Love the fact that you're getting into the yellow cards. I'll tell you, there's no one like Alex to really get into the refereeing, like, judging the yellow cards against AFCON. But that's the Muppet take. That's the content you're going to get here at the American Red Devils podcast. And just once again, Alex, thoughts to you and your family. Hopefully you're back for West Ham. Hopefully, United's back on their winning ways. But quick PSA for the podcast. If you like the American Red Devils, like I said, it's just Alex and myself doing this for the love of the game, and you want to support us, we're 100% fan-backed. Check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/American Red Devils. Tons of benefits. You can get behind-the-scenes episodes every single month. Please check it out. We don't have any commercial sponsors. This is the best way to support us. This is the dream. Help support our dream of fan content. Also, check out our website, AmericanRedDevils.com, AmericanRedDevils.store for all your merch, scarves, hoodies, pins, shirts, you name it. It's all there. We even have posters, really cool posters of our sort of American Devils logo. And then, obviously, you follow us on socials, like, subscribe. We don't have a social media department. It's just us doing it for the love of the game, and every review, every like helps boost us to other Manchester United fans around the world. So that is really kind of what we're all about. Quick review here from Pew Pew UK. It says, subject, one of my favorite Manchester United podcasts. Says he's been following us for years now. The only podcast he has notifications on. Appreciate you, Pew Pew. But it's time to get into this match. And man, there's a lot of goals to break down here. So let's jump in. All right, we're talking Wolves 3, Manchester United 4 at the Molineux Stadium. Let's get into that lineup. We had Onana in net. He had a horrible AFCON, horrible Champions League. Let's see if he can save something today. Luke Shaw at left back, Martinez, Varane, Dalot, Casemiro, Mainu, midfield. You got the two CDMs. Rashford on the left after boozing in Belfast. Bruno in the hole, Garnacho on the right, and Højlund up top. Look, this is a strong team. United's finally healthy. We play in two CDMs. Can we get a hold of the game? Can we stop being all over the shop? Can we stop conceding? These are the questions that I have, because if you listen to the pod, you know that we're here, we're calling it straight, and we're saying, look, United, we can score 4. We got quality in attack, hundreds of millions of pounds in attack. The question is, can we play an organized 90 minutes? Can we not concede? Can our goalie make a save? Can two CDMs make a difference in getting broken on and people not tracking back? I mean, those are the themes that I'm looking to see. Again, not trying to judge this team a little harsh, but it has to be said. 4-3? Really? Let's get into it. It started great, just like the FA Cup. We are scoring early and often. 5th minute.
Garnacho. Gallo. Bissaka in the squad tonight. It was well left here for Højlund. Rashford! What about it? Marcus Rashford! What a moment! What a strike! And this Thursday night out, very different for Rashford here. In the headlines for the right reasons once again.
Hey, look. Eric Ten Hag, Rashford kissing made up and only took around 600,000 pounds of a fine. He's back in the team, and he loves Thursday night. That's all we're going to say. What a curler, and what a layoff from Højlund. That's what you want to see from your striker. Some great hold-up play, linking up with Marcus, who, easily puts it in the net. Maybe Marcus needed a little bit of fire. Maybe he needs the Marcus versus the world. Marcus versus the press, Marcus versus the tequila shots in Belfast. I don't know what it is, but hey, seeing him scoring, wearing that shirt, that's what we need this season because we don't have many other goal scorers. And newsflash, no one came in January. So this front three is going to have to find the mojo, and it wouldn't take him long in the 22nd minute.
Lovely touch from Diogo Dalot there.
Finds Garnacho. He goes past Gomez. Rashford. Shaw. Lots of options here, and it's in for 2-0. Rasmus Højlund there by the near post area to double the lead for Manchester United. Well, they play some fine football here, and midway through the first half, they have a 2-goal buffer.
Oh, it's great football once more. Outside of the boot here to Garnacho, who's just held his run, he's onside. And then all of a sudden, look at Marcus Rashford in that wide area. Now that he waits for Luke Shaw to make that run, then it's just provided him with the right ball. It's absolutely perfect. The run from Højlund suggests he's onside. It looks like
this is more like it. A team goal for Manchester United. The Garnacho switch wing to wing, the Shaw on the overlap, and Højlund getting to the line like nobody else. You love to see it. The celebration, him lying on his stomach, watching the ball go in the net. He's got some dog in him, and good to get Ardain on the score sheet. 31st minute, Bruno had a wide open chance on a pullback. 33rd, Varane goes just over the bar. This was on a follow-up from Garnacho. Another great chance. United creating a lot of XG here. Højlund, 44th minute, finishes but is offside. And then in the 47th, set piece, Casemiro finishes a header but is offside. So this looks like a lot of first halves we've seen. 1 goal, 2 goal, can't finish them off. They're in the mix. Second half, would they score? I think we knew they would. At least I did. 48th minute, goal line clearance from Martinez. It's starting. It starts right after halftime. And surprisingly, we actually held them until the 67th minute. And we'll get into this one.
Lemina. Greengrass to move into. Here's Pedro Neto. Aït-Nouri shots. Now the penalty for the challenge on Neto.
Great ball this from Lemina as well. Could have gone to his right to Nelson Semedo. Went to Neto. Just making sure that there's no offside or anything else. That's a penalty. That's going to stick.
Not long off the bench to try and beat Andre Onana. As Sarabia scores, it is game on here. Molineux comes alive now.
All right, Sarabia. Don't let him score. Don't let him score. Oh, no. Okay, the thing about this one that everyone's going to shout about, and you heard Alex, the excuse factory, blaming the ref. Look, it's referee called the pen. And then you're in the NFL era of you got to overturn it. Is there clear and obvious? It's not clear and obvious. So if a referee calls it on the pitch, it's going to be hard to overturn, right? So that's kind of why you're getting a rough penalty call. But the real issue is the break that led to the penalty. There's 5 defenders. There's four Wolves players. It's kindergarten football out there. They're all around the ball. It's mashed potatoes. This is the whole theme of this game. We're up by 2. We're sending everyone forward in the kitchen sink to finish it off, and we don't know how to defend. And this is really why we get scored. It happened in the FA Cup against a League 2 side, right? It's like we're all up. Who's tracking back? Who's defending? Who's switched on for the danger? Nobody. And even League 2 sides can break on us. And guess what? Wolves can break on us. And they did it 3 times. And every single time we're caught in transition, can't recover. You have 2 CDMs out there. It's sloppy. It's what we've seen all year. And here's the thing. We can only score when we're throwing the kitchen sink or on the break. And then right then we're vulnerable. This is Manchester United, and this is my problem with the type of football we're playing. You can see these themes consistently throughout the season, and, you give them one, but you got to get one back, and that's when Scotty McTominay, in the 73rd minute, Antony would come on. I don't know why Antony's coming on here. Maybe Rashford is still a little hungover. McTominay comes on for Casemiro, and then obviously this will lead to this great goal for United in the 74th.
Oh, and there's the touch, and there's the goal. It's McTominay. What an introduction from Scott McTominay. Well, they missed all those chances, but he comes on, and he buries the first one that comes his way.
Hey, you need a goal? He's been a super sub this season. He comes on, he scores, but what does he do? Right, we're going to take everyone here to American Red Devils University. What does Scott McTominay do? He bombs forward and leaves wide open holes in the midfield. So how would that help us? Well, it got us this goal in the 74th, and Wolves from a corner in the 84th.
He's the latest corner. Can't clear that near post. Dawson. Kilman! 3-2! And there is hope for Wolves again. 5 to go for the stoppage time.
All right. The sad part there is when we were up 3-1, I knew we were going to give them one. And anytime you're playing football at elite level and you're going to give away goals, you're going to have a bad time. Because if I'm sitting here being like, we're up 3-1, we probably need another goal to finish the game, and it's in the 90th minute, that suggests you don't have confidence in your defense. And to be broken on about 90 yards in the 94th minute because the bluffer who cost $85 million twinkle toes it is. This is from our corner, by the way. So how many times have we seen this season? Manchester United, we have a corner. Here we go. 94th minute.
Touched away by Kilman. Shaw. Antony. Aït-Nouri for Lemina. And now then, look at the space here. Sarabia, Pecunia, on now to Neto. Neto! Absolutely incredible! Unbelievable! What a game! What a finale!
Is that a team that knows they're up by 1 goal in the 94th minute? Is that a team who's organized and switched on to the fact that they can't get broken on 90 yards? And the defense and marking in transition is abysmal. I mean, we're going to get to the Mainu winner and all the good vibes, but Maguire in the box. Varane, wide left. Delot exposed, one-on-one. And people are... Johnny Evans even in the box. We're going for another goal here. Nobody's thinking the danger of conceding on our corner. I mean, this to me is everything that's wrong with Manchester United. And I don't mean to kick the lads on a great night and a great winner, but you got to look at the themes. And this is shitfootball.com. I mean, you can't be having it at all whatsoever. But let's get to the youngster. Let's get to the magic. Let's get to the good vibes, because Kobbie Mainoo is going to feature for this team for a long time. And talk about just setting the tone and grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck. 97th minute.
Now some of those attacking players is taken off. Here's Kobbie Mainoo! Oh! Kobbie Mainoo, the teenager, may have won the game with his first goal in the Premier League.
Remember the name.
Drama and yet more drama. This is quite sensational. Some goal. Fergie smiling.
You can't overstate what a goal that is. At that time, where he was on the pitch, right outside the 18-yard box, marked by two men, just dusting him, and then the cool, calm, collected finish from Mainoo is insane here. The Meg running through, cutting in, and then curling it around like he's done it so many times before. First EPL goal for Kobbie Mainoo. Something tells me we're going to see a lot more, and as far as this season, it's literally that kid right there. I mean, this season is that. It's like, reminds me of LVG, found Marcus Rashford. Kobbie Mainoo, we're basically going to be seeing him feature for a long time, and whatever this season, whatever comes this year, I think it'll be the year of Kobbie Mainoo and realizing the world-class talent that we now have in midfield, and the world-class talent we needed. You look at Casemiro, he's getting older, probably getting shipped out. Hey, £100 million player right there. I mean, Pep Guardiola wanted him. Why do you think he wanted him? That says everything. It finishes 4-3. Just quick recap on the subs. There was the 86-minute sub, Maguire and Forson for Højlund and Martinez, and then obviously Evans came on for Garnacho in the 92nd to shore things up, but then everyone was in the box for the corner where we get broken on. So, look, getting the stat sheet, United 21 shots, Wolves had 16. It was a shootout at the OK Corral here. We had 8 on target. They had 7. 54% of the ball to Wolves, 46% to Manchester United. You got to say, just from the pure Muppet perspective, like watching this game, great vibes. Late winner, late drama. I'm getting texts from my father-in-law. What a win. Everybody's buzzing. It's what you want to see. Fergie in the stands. You can't script it better than this. But what have we been saying all year? It's like, can we be consistent? I mean, consistency's key. We've had these great moments. Is United in Moments FC? Or are we Title FC? Greatest English football, we've won it all, right? So we're a long way off it. There's no way to dance around that. And like Alex said, it's kind of an interim feeling for the manager, and short of like a big comeback, it's got that kind of vibe this season. And you saw it today. Onana, like the ball going through him, like he's not saving nothing. And that's the one thing I got to respect on my boy David De Gea. If he was here at Manchester United, first of all, you got to keep an even head. Everyone's hating on De Gea last year. Like, he's the reason we're not winning the title. He's the reason this and that. And Alex isn't here, so I get some De Gea time. I get to rant a little bit, but it's about how much hate he got and how much he did for the team. And, that's rough to see, a great player serve this club, might trip up a little bit and everyone jumping on him. And even the manager rugging him, taking the contract away, and then seeing this guy come in, like, Onana, you kidding me? This, like, Alex said it. It's like, I could play goalie. Like, honestly, give me a shout. Like, seriously, like, that's how, like, I can't play out the back like Onana, but I'll let you know, shot stopper, like, give me a go. It's like that's how bad it is. And it's not bad for just United. It's bad for Cameroon and AFCON. He's getting dropped there. And so this is probably one of the worst signings in United's history. But, I forgot, Antony's even worse. And like Alex commented, that's tough. That's a tough thing for a manager. You're going to put your thumb down on those two guys and seeing them, how bad they've impacted United this season. Imagine if we spent that $40 million on a center back and kept David De Gea. I don't think we're winning a title, but I don't think we're struggling, and I don't think we're out of the Champions League just yet. Quick tactical teardown for the match. United did great from a counterattacking perspective. Wolves had the higher field tilt, so again, it was their home. They had more possession. They were in the final third. But again, we had more deep completions. We were able to penetrate Wolves more decisively and sort of create that XG, right? We had 3.3 XG to their 2.3. We also had an aggressive press. We had 9.3 presses per defensive action. We were all over them compared to their 11.8. We also created 4 high turnovers. So the plan was give Wolves the ball, press them, create those chances high up the pitch. We saw that in the first 2 goals. It worked great. But then when we're kind of getting up there and searching for that kill shot, we're exposed on the counter. And when we get broken against, it doesn't matter what league you play in, you're getting great chances. And obviously, the stat from the match we wanted to highlight, Devils in the data, field tilt was at 58.9% to Wolves. And again, we had more XG. So we were able to give them the ball, and then it was all counter from Manchester United. So what does that mean for the table? Well, I don't like to see the Scouse Bastards at number 1, but they are with 51 points. Shitty 46 points game in hand, though. They've played 21. Arsenal with 46. Tottenham 43. Villa 43. West Ham 36. United 35. And Newcastle 32. Big 3 points for United. Big spot. Late winner, 3 points. Let's go. West Ham next. Beat them, climbing up the table. Villa, there's a big gap, right? 8 points to Villa, right? But at the end of the day, it's about pride. I said Chelsea in 10th is at 31 points. They have a horrible season. Their season's horrible, right? So it's like, where do you want to be? You want to be amongst the West Hams? You want to be fighting with David Moyes' tactical genius, getting 6th place, maybe getting Conference League? Or you want to be in 10th place with Chelsea? Either way, it's going to be a nervy finish to the year. And United must be more consistent, because that's what it's all about. You can't string anything together. You're cooked in this league. And I'll let you know, David Moyes coming to Old Trafford. That's a big one. But what do we know? What do I know? Let's check in with the main man, Turtleneck FC, Stubborn Dutchman. What's he got to say?
Press conference for West Ham as well. It was to start, Laurie. Hi, Laurie.
The look on your face when Kobbie Mainoo scored that goal said a lot. What was in your mind at that moment, and did you know he had that kind of capability?
Be honest, I had mixed feelings. And so one side was very pleased. Of course, it's a massive win this. And I think for a neutral fan of spectator from this game, it was great to see. But as a manager, when you dominate the game for an hour, and you should have gone up with 3-4-0 by an hour, because we had the chances and we conceded nothing. But then the way we concede the goals, we should manage that better on the pitch, and this can't happen. But then you see the spirit from the team and the resilience, and especially then in the person of Kobbie Mainoo. That's great to see. And there you see we have the right character. We have the right in the dressing room. The spirit is very good when you can show this.
Marcus Rashford seems to respond well as well. What do you make of his performance?
I think the whole team played very good, and Ressi as well. But we know that, and you see the last games. There's coming abound in the front line, and if they get the service from the back, they are a threat, I think, for every opposition.
So you played probably a strong set of teams today. Do you think that was reflected by the first half performance? Because the first half felt like the best 45 minutes one team has been.
I think first 60 minutes, and after that, we dropped in levels. But I think it's also is a little bit logical, because we had some players, they are not 100% match fit. They need the games to get into that 100% fitness, and also some routines are not there. As I said, we should manage it better. But I was very pleased with the first 60 minutes of this game.
Yeah, no, it was a good start from United, but like many times in many ways, they faded. One thing to comment, the manager subs were just all over the shop, just as sloppy as our transition. Like they make McTominay, Antony in the 73rd. It's 2-1. That one was a little strange. You're just going to open the midfield there, and is Antony going to get you anything? Like, what is it with Antony? You know, and the fact that he came on and gave up that goal. I killed him all last year. People defending this guy. Like, it's not that big. It's not that hard to see. I've been following United for 20 years. Like, signing comes in. It's like, saw it. Sorry, Antony. Like, saw it last year. Been killing this guy. Now everyone's jumping on the kill Antony train. Look, it was just going this direction. There's no way. Absolutely no way. If you only got 1 foot and you don't have pace on the right wing in the English Premier League, does not take a genius to sort it out. And by the way, what was he doing when he gave him the ball away? He was trying to do twinkle toes. And, about League 2 sounds right for Antony. We're going to figure out how to ship him on. But the manager stubborn bringing him on didn't make sense. McTominay blowing a hole in midfield doesn't make sense. Maguire, obviously Martinez can't finish it out, and we saw him with ice on his foot. But the Evans for Garnacho, then it's like, hey, I'm going to shut down shop with Evans, non-like for like, and then we conceded a goal. Then you took off one of your attackers. So just kind of all over the board there. It was a real mess. From a game management perspective, just a real mess in general for United in that last 20 minutes of the game. But just something you got to comment on because, like this manager last season, he affected every match to the good. Every time a sub touches a touchline, it gets nervy for Manchester United. We could talk about quality of the bench, but you got to do better there. But we got a next match. It's time to break it down. We got the Hammers. Manchester United, West Ham, Old Trafford, Sunday, February 4th, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. Lifetime versus the Hammers. 173, drawn 32, lost 48. First time we played them, 1911. We lost 2-1 in the FA Cup. Last 5, we've won 3, but we've lost the last 2. Last May, we were limping into the Champions League. In December of this year, away, we lost 2-0. Last 6 for West Ham coming in, they beat Arsenal. Drew Brighton, drew Bristol City, then had to play him again in the FA Cup replay. They lost. They're out of the FA Cup. Played Sheffield United. Drew 2-2. And then Bournemouth, they drew. They are not in good form. We played them initially. They were in good form. Has to be said, Wolves game. Wolves were in good form. This is a team in good form. We were away. We did step up. We won the match. You got to say it. Poor form West Ham coming to Old Trafford. I think they're going to be on their A game. David Moyes used to just lay down and die at Old Trafford when he came back after he lost this one. But he is going to be up for it. They play the 4-3-2-1. Jared Bowen, Ward-Prowse, Souček, Zuma. We know this team. We know all about them. But let's hear what our boy Adam, who writes the scouting reports for us, has to say about the Hammers.
West Ham United. Say what you want about tactical genius David Moyes. West Ham defend well. They score set pieces. That's why they're 6th in the table. It's not exactly the beautiful game, but TGDM usually sets his Hammers up in a 4-2-3-1. It's all about defense, transition, hoping to let loose some pretty capable attackers. Now, those capable attackers might make a Man United fan start asking some questions about our own recruitment strategy. Mohamed Kudus is back with the team after Ghana was bounced from AFCON. West Ham snagged this right winger from Ajax for only £38 million, but that's okay. We got another right winger from Ajax for more than twice that. Kudus, though, has 10 goals in all competitions compared to Antony's 1. James Ward-Prowse, another bargain. He joined the club from championship-bound Southampton for a paltry £30 million compared to the £55 million we paid for our number 7, Mason Mount. JWP is one of the best dead ball players in the game. Guy's got 11 assists in all comps. And we all know Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen leads the league in non-penalty goals with 11. That's more than Højlund, Rashford, Antony, Garnacho, and Bruno combined. Calvin Phillips also joined the team from Man City on loan, but basically his first action as a Hammer was passing the ball into his own net against Bournemouth right before the United Wolves game. So my take, West Ham are a really tough matchup, actually, for Man United. They cede tons of possession. Only Forest, Luton, and Sheffield United have the ball less than West Ham do on the road. West Ham sit back, defend, hit teams on the counter. Man United, by comparison, can't break down a low block, can't defend in transition, and can't defend set pieces. So I'm obviously hoping for another result, but this one worries me. Maybe Manu can save us, but I think we lose 1-2. Sirs, back to you.
Adam, thanks so much for the scouting report, breaking it down, and you said it right. You know, they're going to United today against Wolves. It's like on the counter, exciting team, finding the space, aggressive, spreading it wide. Garnacho finding balance on the right wing, switching into Rashford, like exciting play, overlaps. Like United were all over Wolves because they were coming up and attacking, coming out of their shell. We could counter. West Ham, different brand of football. They're going to sit back, low block. Ole couldn't break down the low block. Rangnick couldn't do nothing. No one really paid attention to him. And Erik ten Hag, that's the big criticism. These crazy teams that are just going to come in, defend, like these lower table sides. West Ham isn't that, but it's Moyes' brand of football. It's going to be really troublesome for Manchester United. And I'm just banking on the fact they're not in good form, but you go through those players. You say Kudus, Ward-Prowse, the curler. Like Ward-Prowse is one of those players that if you're United of old, you scoop him up for a deal, right? This is a player who just has that foot, dangerous on set piece, hardworking. He's got the whole package. This squad player that United used to pick up and then sprinkle in, the elite European talent. I just really feel like he was a great player that we could have picked up in his Southampton days when Southampton's going down and relegated. You pick the bones of those teams. It's just it's an easy playbook. We've done it for years, but we abandon it. Now we're getting these exotic Brazilians for top dollar and top wages, and now we're going to deal with all the consequences of that. Jumping into the physio room, injuries for United finally looking good. I can't believe it's February. We've had insane injuries all season. Martial had that surgery. Malacia apparently got re-injured coming back. Mason Mount, he is on protest. Doesn't want to participate in shit football. I don't mind this. As like the number one Mason Mount fan, Mason Mount should focus on the fresh drip and the club and not worry about shit football. Just wait for next season. Mount will come good by a country mile. Lindelof, I miss Victor Lindelof, I guess. I mean, this is one that's been rough as well. He hasn't been back. AWB's out. Amrabat, African Cup of Nations, no return just yet. And then you saw Martinez, the photo of him on the socials, looking down, ice on the foot. You hate to see this. You hate to see Martinez because what an amazing goal line clearance. He's elite. We need him starting every single week. And if he is out again, that would just be a heartbreaker for Manchester United. Big shout out to Adam. Thanks so much for the scouting report. Thanks so much for the great breakdown, helping the solo pod today. But I'm going to give you my 11. I had Onana in net. Is there anyone else? I mean, come on. The manager's picking him. He's stubborn. It's like there's the only way it's going to go. Dalot, Varane, Evans. I think Martinez isn't going to make the turnaround. You're going to see Shaw, Manu, Casemiro, Bruno. You're going to see Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho up top. You're going to see a strong 11 from United at home. Let's hope the Stretford end, the fans can lift this team to 2 of 2 and start getting some momentum going into the end of the season. Come on, United. You got to hope. Come on. As far as the bookies go, United big favorites, minus 145. The draw, plus 320. West Ham, plus 370. First-time goal scorer odds. Højlund's top of the list, plus 500. Then Garnacho, Rashford, and Jared Bowen. Then Mohamed Kudus coming back in. So, look, Bruno Fernandes, plus 650. If I was going to this game, might sprinkle something on Bruno. He has kind of been dormant. Wolves, he's been quiet for a long period of time. But looking at the score prediction, look, everything about this team. I mean, everything about this team tells me they're bluffing, right? They're bluffing hard. The Wolves game, the counter surprise, the 4-3. It reminds me of kind of like the crazy comebacks in the Champions League. But then at the end of the day, how do we do? Horrid. Everything about this team says we can get up for one and we'll bluff on the second. So, it just really feels to me we haven't been able to string these 3-4 really good games together. The whole season's been like the last 20 minutes of that Wolves match. And what is it going to look like? My heart is telling me win. My mind is telling me just devastating loss. So I'm going with my heart. Alex isn't here, so you got to be positive. I got to balance it out. I'm going heart. I'm going 2-1 United. Garnacho brace. Like, let's go. I just, you saw the odds here. We're favored. I just really feel like this team has this high and letdown. Like, we're not focused. We're not together. There's something going on behind the scenes. There's something really affecting this team. And I think, unfortunately for me, I think it's the main man, the Dutchman at the top, who just is kind of not getting the best out of these lads. Or, they're going to Belfast. United in the news. Breaking news. Belfast clubs 2 for Tuesdays. Tequila shots. Just kidding. Marcus Rashford, don't go to Belfast again. You got to talk about it. Everyone's been talking about this one. He got fined. Back in the team. Scored a goal. Ten Hag. He's taking responsibility. Case closed. We move on. Did Ten Hag learn from the big to-do with Sancho? Is he trying to get people just playing football sooner? Is Marcus more onside than Jadon Sancho? Who knows? But you like to see that. Drama done. You score a goal, it's over. There's no more speculation. Just time to get to business. So you like to see Marcus Rashford. Now, as far as the whole clubbing in Belfast thing, the club, I looked it up. That's the type of club like I'm like 19 study abroad going to. I'm an old man now, but I'm just letting you know, like, Rashford, there's better clubs. I mean, London, you could do cooler things. Like, you got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to tell you how much you could take a private jet to Ibiza. I'd rather, like, my striker be, like, out in Ibiza, like, getting it in, like, Pasha, the whole nine. Like, yacht, something, insert here. Belfast, like dirty nightclub in Belfast, drinking tequila shots. You could pick better venues. That's what makes me concerned. Everyone kind of killing him. I came on the pod. I said, look, he's a good kid. Something's going on, and he's not himself. And when you're there in Belfast, that's like a rough look in the mirror. Like if he was going to Ibiza, and he's just got to get that dog out. Like, all right. Got to go to the club, got to have a fire night, and then come back, score 2, score 3. Like, hey, Wayne Rooney did it. That's the way top strikers are kind of like that. You've seen the MJ documentary, Rodman going to Vegas, getting it out of his system, coming back. But that's not Rashford. Rashford's not this clubbing around the world type of guy. Something's going on, and for whatever reason, he feels disenfranchised. Manager gets him back on side. He says, he raises his hand, my bad. I think it shows you the type of guy Marcus is. Back in the team. Love to see it. And you know what? If he stays or if he goes, and he's from the academy, right? And he should stay. There was some great discussion about this topic. And it's like, is Marcus Rashford the main man? Should he be the number one goal scorer for Manchester United? In my opinion, no. Is Højlund that goal scorer, the number one goal scorer? No. We don't have him. It should be Harry Kane. If Marcus Rashford was in a team with, say Harry Kane, insert non-Antony world-class winger on the right, and he was part of a triumvirate and the number 9 was scoring 30 and he just was playing a supporting role, I think he'd be doing much better. I just don't think this type of pressure, this type of focus is what Marcus needs right now. And I'll take you back to preseason. Marcus said, I want to play on the left. Manager comes out, starts him as striker. I watched the interview on the overlap with Gary Neville. Rashford says, I'm not a striker. I do not want to play there. I want to play in my position. My position is left winger. Erik ten Hag puts him at striker. He plays horrible. Jadon Sancho's shipped out. Sancho's his boy. I mean, these are little tea leaves you got to read. You got to be looking at what are we doing here? It's like you have a player who wants to play a certain way. Now he is on the left. How many games did that take to figure out? Didn't we know that from last season? These are really interesting questions that, 18 months on the job, 20 months on the job, I just, I really feel some of these are self-inflicted wounds. And you don't get that much time. You don't get that much time to be making these mistakes at Manchester United. Next one here, Facundo Pellistri leaves on loan. And you know what? His agent just crushed the Dutchman. Like, what are we seeing here? Pellistri, great young talent, comes on, looks hungry, work rate, rapid, love the kid. Antony plays all the time. Can't get Pellistri in, can't make him happy. He's out on loan. Like, we're going to do the January breakdown, January transfer window breakdown when Alex is back, right? I don't want to get into, we have to do the full, Muppet back and forth. So I'm only giving you my high comments. But the theme I have here is, I could go into little X-Files, little rant. These disenfranchised young players who are sending on loan, Ahmad liking posts. Like, now it comes out he's fine, he's happy. Guess what? Ahmad liking like he wants to leave and go to Sunderland, and then all of a sudden the window's closed. Now he loves Manchester United. Apologies. Really? We've been saying it. The manager's playing Antony every week. He's horrible. He's not playing Pellistri. He's not playing Ahmad. What does that do for these youngsters' confidence? Do you think they want to be here? Do you think they like the manager? Then you look at the bench and be like, why didn't Ahmad come on today? Why isn't Pellistri coming on earlier this season? Do we really need to disenfranchise these young talents at Manchester United? This is a theme. It's bubbling up. It's boiling up. Rashford going to Belfast. Varane falling out. Like, what's going on behind the scenes? I don't know. I'm just saying, is this good man management? Favoritism for Antony, who everyone can see is playing like crap? Does that instill confidence? If you're a leader of men and you got your boy and you play favorites, is what best for Manchester United? Is survival football best for Manchester United? Is McTominay best for United? Probably not, And this is the theme, and you can kind of see it starting to bubble. And I said, look, it's all going to come out at the end of the year. You think Marcus Rashford is in Belfast effing off because he's turned on and switched on about this team and this moment for Manchester United? Not at all. Now, are these players bluffers? I don't think Facundo's a bluffer. I think he'll kill for a shot on the right wing at Manchester United. You don't think playing in the FA Cup, these kids should get a chance? I want to see Ahmad out there. Played great for Sunderland. Comes back, can't get any game time. Why? There's a guy named Antony and a Dutch manager who won't stop playing the kid. Hansen Aaron going to Werder Bremen. Same thing. Offer from the club for a new 4.5-year deal. They said no thanks. He gets no first team opportunities under Erik ten Hag. Now, to be fair to the manager, is there room to be playing these kids when you're back against the wall dying for results? No. But have we had a lot of injuries? Should it be next man up? Yes. I just think if you're running a squad, you got to make people happy in some way. Like this Hansen Anderson, not worried about it. But the Ahmad, Facundo, like them getting pissed off and not getting any chances, brutal. What does it tell you about the manager's reign? And yes, maybe I'm going down this road because Alex would normally just excuse factory pull me back to reality. But if you're seeing these things bubble up to the surface, something's going on. And most likely, we saw it last year with Wout Weghorst. Him getting played over and over, playing a 10, never dropping him. That doesn't help your stance as a leader. If you're a manager of a team and you're playing favorites and those players are playing really bad, like Alex pointed out today, you're gonna lose confidence from the locker room, and I something has to be said for kind of what we're seeing, and look, is he a ruthless disciplinarian? Was he amazing at Ajax? Yes. Is he a man manager? Can he instill? Is he a leader? Or is he a little cold? How's that feel in the locker room? Well, I don't know. Something's going on behind the scenes, and like I said, end of the season, it's all going to come out. But I don't like seeing young players, young prospects for Manchester United disenfranchised with the club. I would like to see Facundo get some chances here. All right, we're getting into real Muppetry. Jose Mourinho keen to make sensational Manchester United return. This is from the Mail, so you know what to do with it. This is all Jose Mourinho's side. Jose needs a job. Hey, United. It ended poorly. Take me back. You love the shot. Hey, Jose, take the shot. I like how you shoot your shot, right, Jose? Right, there you go. It's not happening. As much as, I'll tell you, it's good fan debate talking about Mourinho. Here's the deal. He's old. The issue with United in this summer is I think Alex right. I think Erik ten Hag interim, short of a miracle. But even then, if you really saw how bad it was behind the scenes, like the Rashford thing, you don't think Rashford's people are talking to Ineos. You don't think you don't think Ineos is like a therapist right now, hearing everyone complain about everything. Like John Murtaugh never did anything wrong. It was all this. And Rashford is this and that. It's all this. And they're just listening to everyone bitch and moan and point fingers and make excuses. That's all they're doing right now. And I bet you they're just going to be like, stop it. And they're just going to reset the board. But Mourinho ain't part of it because Mourinho is more drama. And what Manchester United need is not that. And is he reformed in his old age? You know where Jose Mourinho needs to be? He needs to be on the touchline for the U.S. men's national team. That's where he needs to be, right? Manchester United need to move on. We need a project. We need a long-term project. We need a younger manager who can run that project. And that ain't Jose Mourinho. It did end unfortunate for him. Ed Woodward picked the players. Ed Woodward picked Paul Pogba over Mourinho. Should have picked Mourinho. I think the start of the player power getting toxic was the Mourinho feud. Does Mourinho fall out with players? Yes, but you should back the manager. Woodward backed Paul Pogba. How'd that go? How's Paul Pogba doing? That's all you need to know. And Jose really hasn't fought back. If he was really kind of winning, but he just got let go from Roma. Then we're getting into Murtaugh. Apparently he's not getting fired. This guy's a snake. Murtaugh to have less say under Ineos. John Murtaugh, there's a few characters in movies that come to mind. The one in Harry Potter, the groveling number 2 to the Voldemort dude. Like, that sounds about right. Like, this guy doesn't go. You see him in the stands. He's doing anything. Unbelievable. He is, empirically, one of the worst decisions United ever made to have this guy in charge of anything, right? He was horrible at negotiating deals. Even the youth deals, blew Holland, blew Bellingham, totally blew all these great opportunities for United. The hubris that he brought to the table and everything is just brutal. You got to get rid of him. So we're going to see if he survives. But Ineos, come on, get rid of this dude. Get rid of everyone. Burn it down. Like I said, you got to burn it down. Jumping into fan questions. At Jacob writes, quote, it's so over / we're so back dynamic was strong in this game. I mean, it's just, that's a great tweet. I don't know if we're so back. I'm going to say, like, you know, if you're really looking and reading the tea leaves here, this was everything we've seen this season wrapped into one, and thank God we have a wonder kid who saved us from the depths of despair. Right? I mean, how many times by the hair on our chinny chin chin, and then where are we, like top of the table hair on our chinny chin chin? Are we like eighth? Need I remind people this is Manchester United? I mean, this season it's like, hey, I've seen a decade of shit football. I've seen a decade of United being a joke. I've had Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans and everyone just give us stick for years and years. I've seen us spend millions and millions of pounds on bluffers. Am I getting up for a 4-3 away at Wolves? Like, hey, great goal. Good for the kid. I'm here for the titles. I'm here for the European Cups. Like, honestly, like this season's done. Like, hey, upside, we finish in 6th. Great. What's that going to do? Nothing. I'm excited for the director of football appointment and clearing house. That's what gets me up for this team is like the fact that this finally might end this madness. And like Ineos is just going to put their foot down and literally get rid of everyone except for Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho, and probably Marcus will survive and like really get a proper director of football in and build a club. And it's going to take years. And I'm excited for that project. I will be way more excited about that project than seeing Varane and Casemiro and all of these guys making too much money and Anthony, all this whole thing. Like, it's just got to go. At Country Esquire, Sirs, back-to-back winners of the annual Rashford in the Doghouse Derby. Hey, I said it. Don't kill the kid. He'll come good. I know there was some spotty play in there, but that's a proper Manchester United match. 4 goals, lots of chances, academy grad shining, a cheap pen against us, and a stoppage time winner buzzing. I would say so. At Miller KDJ, reasons why we've struggled this season were really apparent in this game. Need to be more clinical with goals, and as soon as Casemiro left the pitch, we fell apart. But glad I only stormed away for a minute because that Mainoo goal was great. That's a great tweet, Katie. She calls it straight down the line. Like like I said, it's on the break. We are all over the shop, and if you're in 11th place and you're Wolves, you're going to cut us open. At Hitman RC89, Sirs, Mainoo Starboy 2.0. That's right, it's the Garnacho Mainoo show. Why are we not seeing the kids play more? Clearly, they want to fight more than the bluffers we see on this team. At this point, Eric Ten Hag will be out if we continue to struggle against teams we should play, put away, and be done with early. Look, we're starting to see some youth shine. Like, Højlund's part of that. Højlund, Mainoo, Garnacho. That's really exciting for me. I wish we had a young center back or a young goalie. You know, these are the parts that we want to, like, that's almost a spine. Martinez, this injury issue that he has, he's the guy. Killing me to see him like that. Absolutely killing me to see him with that ice on his foot. Eric Ten Hag will be out. Look, 2 years in and you see kind of you see how just mashed potatoes it is and where the squad needs to, like, here's the deal. Ineos, it's all Ineos. They're looking at the team and they're like, we got to redo this whole team. And a lot of these parts that we got to redo are from this manager. And then you add the drama on top of it. It's just kind of like, hey, let's start over. That's if Ineos don't do that, I would be blown away. Does Ten Hag and Alex would say, is there an argument that it's not his fault? Like, yes. Is it everyone's fault, though? Yes. Is he a part of it? Is the $400 million he spent a part of this giant mess of United? Yes. Yes. At D_Cole18, first half was the best we've played this year. VAR robbing the game of life yet again. Should have been 4-0. With better finishing, Mainoo, Garnacho, Højlund. Get Anthony out, Ahmad in ASAP. Team still needs guttings. Kid saves United again. It was exciting. it was exciting counter from United. Like Garnacho getting in space. It was just like, it was great. And we're going to end on this one. At Nathan Forster, is Kobe Mainu the possession passion? Is Kobe Mainu the passion we need to reignite this team? I think he's the future. Garnacho, Højlund, Mainu. Like, you see it. You see those kids. Like, they're not broken by United yet. And we got to make changes fast. Ineos got to get changes in fast so that we don't break them. You'd like to see an Ahmad out there shining too. I hopefully that's on the come. But, you'd see, I'm just going to go out and say it, Mason Mount, Kobe Mainu, Garnacho. These are the next stars. This is the part of who we're going to build this team around, right? And I think that's a great thing. Look, that's it. That's the podcast. If you listen this long to me, the Winch Factory, just yammering, appreciate you. You rarely get solo pods here at the American Red Devils. So thank you for putting up with me for this one. And obviously, Alex, the Excuse Factory, we hope he is back soon here. And we'll keep you posted on that front. It's all on West Ham. Great win, great 3 points. Let's just string two together. And it's a different conversation. You string two together and you keep a clean sheet. We're in a different spot. You like the American Red Devils, support us on Patreon, patreon.com/AmericanRedDevils, AmericanRedDevils.store, AmericanRedDevils.com. Top downloads last 7 days. Shout out to LA, Dublin, Ireland. Have a dark ale. Chicago, Melbourne, New York, Seattle, Charlotte, Brooklyn. Let's go. DC, and then Houston. Long season. Plenty more football to go. As far as the song we're going to give you for the end, just because the Jose rumors and just because I know they aren't real and he's not coming back, I just like to bring this classic. Let's just listen to this song. One of my favorites. I'm into something good. Everyone have a great week. On to the Hammers. Feeling fine, got Man United on my mind.